Hello everyone and welcome to this POV review by Autotop.nl. My name is Max and well, I'm happy you're here because we have a very special car today, as you can see, but it's very windy out today, so bear with me. I know it can be very annoying, but I'll try to stop if a big gust of wind comes in. But for now, let me start by doing a lap around the car because, well, this is one special car and I am a bit in love with this thing. We have it in Indisch Rood, which is a very nice sort of lighter red color, which I think suits this 991 911 very well, especially in GT3 trim. We also have these very cool 20-inch matte black wheels with behind them the carbon ceramic brakes, and we also have this key which is in the same color as the car. Very cool. So if we move here, we see that we have Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. So these are the new Cup 2 tires, one of my favorites. And well, at the back, of course, the humongous GT3 wing with these new ram air intakes, which I think are very cool, and they force air, of course, into the engine, which sits down here. We also have a little telltale sign, which is 4.0, because the GT3 now also has a 4.0, so a 4-liter engine. The flat 6, of course, from Porsche. The previous GT3 had a 3.8 liter with 475 horsepower, and this has a 4 liter with 500 horsepower. So it has the same amount of horsepower as the previous 991.1 GT3 RS, but it does still rev to 9,000 RPM, so just like the last GT3. So very cool. It's not just the engine from the previous GT3 RS. It's completely re-engineered because they had a lot of problems with the old 3.8 engine with the hydraulic valve lifters or something like that. The one we drove, that black on black one we drove this year, also had that problem and broke down. So they got rid of that system, and the problem should be gone now. So I have to say, this spec GT3, that red with all those matte black accents, those wheels, we have a new front bumper, and these LEDs are a bit more integrated into the bumper, so I think it has a very clean look. And this new front bumper and the revised rear wing, because this rear wing compared to the old GT3 is a bit higher and a bit further back. So that bumper and that wing, a couple of changes here and there, means that it now has as much downforce as a 997 GT3 RS, which is about 155 kilos of downforce at top speed. So it's a serious track weapon. It also has the Club Sport pack, as you will see, because we have a roll cage. We also have these very cool carbon fiber bucket seats. In the interior, it's like a mirror from outside, so most of it is black with a few red accents. And there's the roll cage. So the Club Sport pack is free. You don't have to pay anything for it, and you get a roll cage and a fire extinguisher. So I think the roll cage is really cool. You know, if you are going to take this to the track, which I highly recommend, a roll cage is also really good to have. So let's close the door, and the wind is gone. We also have a new steering wheel, which is a little bit smaller than the previous GT3. It's really nice. It's really thin, and it has this Alcantara with this marking, no buttons at all. those pedal shifters behind them. Yeah, it's a really great place to be. These seats are quite hard. They are not really adjustable, only front to back and the height, even electrically. But they're not uncomfortable. It's just that you sit really snug, and the seating position is near perfect. I mean, you sit really low. Yeah, really cool. So I'll open the window for the startup, because you get this really cool bark when it starts up. I also have some buttons here, so for the gearbox, the sport mode, the suspension, the traction control systems, the nose lift, which is also an optional extra and this car has it, and the exhaust valves. So if it's closed and open, it's a bit deeper. Not sure if you could hear that, but it's a bit deeper. So let's put it in drive and let's take it for a little drive. I will be taking it to the Autobahn later on today, so if you are interested in watching that video, you can just subscribe to our channel and you will get an update. Don't forget to switch on the notifications by clicking the little bell on our channel. So yeah, if you subscribe, you can do so by clicking on the little icon in the bottom right corner somewhere here. Okay, so one of the coolest things about this car is, let me just switch this off. How do I do that? When you drive like this slowly, you get all these rattles and it sounds like it's about to stall, and it's like it's really hesitant to drive slowly, and like it's holding it in. It has to explode, but it's holding it in, and that's really cool. It's real. It's like a race car feeling. Yeah, so we have a revised PDK gearbox, which means it shifts even quicker, and in auto mode, I mean, it's seriously comfortable. I mean, that gearbox is so smooth, it shifts so well. It's just really impressive. But here's the kicker: you can also get this GT3 with a manual gearbox now. So there was a lot to do about the last one, that it wasn't available with a manual gearbox. But this one will be. It's not yet, I think, but it will have one later this year. The 6-speed manual from the 911R. So that should be a lot of fun as well. So there's also a difference if you have the PDK or a manual, apart from shifting yourself, of course, is that the PDK one gets an electronically operated or controlled limited slip diff, and the manual gets a mechanical limited slip differential. So compared to the previous 991.1 GT3, we now have new dampers, we have a recalibrated 4-wheel steering system, we have a new camshaft, new oil system. I mean, there has been a lot of there have been a lot of changes, and they're all for the better, I can assure you. Oh my god. Oh my, this is... Let me just open the exhaust, put PDK in sport. I'm not... Well, let's try the stiffest suspension mode as well. Oh my god. This is... It's even louder than before. I think it's a bit more raspy and raw at the top end. But, my god. Oh, Jesus. And it revs out to 9,000 RPM. I mean, there's just nothing like this. It's in a class of its own. I mean, there are all these track pack things, but nothing is as visceral and as it's such a unique experience. There's just nothing like this car. The last time we drove the GT3, that car had to be sold still, so the owner asked us not to push it too hard, and you know, we complied, of course, because we don't want to mess up anyone's car. But driving this now and being able to drive it like it's meant to be driven, I could cry of happiness. I'm not joking. So handling wise, this car is still in its own class. I mean, the steering feel, the brakes, the gearbox, everything is just about perfect. The turn-in is incredible, the grip is phenomenal. Those Michelin Cup 2 tires are so sticky, and every time you expect it, you know, traction to be lost, or it just propels you forward. Oh my god, holy moly, it just screams. So I think it's time to take it to the Autobahn now and really see what it can do, and I'm already looking forward to, you know, running it through the gears, 9,000 RPM, and see if we can't get it, see if we can't reach the top speed of 316 kilometers an hour, I think. So let's go. Okay, so here we are at the Autobahn. We have been waiting for quite a while. I have done an Autobahn POV already, but it was still quite wet, so we have been waiting to see if it would dry out, and it seems to have dried out a bit. So yes, this looks fine. Okay, so let's put the gearbox in sport, exhaust open. I believe, yes it is. So we have to wait for the sun bits. Oh my lord. I mean, even if this car only had 200 horsepower, if it sounds like this, there's nothing that really comes close to the experience, the sensational driving. My god. And you know, as I said, we have those Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, which are practically sort of street slicks, so not a lot of thread, and you know, you feel that when you're in second gear or something on the Autobahn and it's a bit wet, the wheels will spin. So let's put it in manual. Let's get on this dryer. We're turning around here. Oh my god. So we have to find the drier spots on the Autobahn, but that's not bad. It's quite wet here. Oh, those downshifts are so nice as well. It's just so sharp and oh, everything is I'm telling you guys, there are not many cars which can get close to this when it comes to driving experience. I mean, you'd have to get a 458 Speciale or something like that. So it's not too busy here actually. It's just that pure 6-cylinder sound, that racy engine that revs out to 9,000 RPM and just keeps getting better and better and better. And as I said, they recalibrated the 4-wheel steering, which means at lower speeds the wheels steer against each other, and at higher speeds they steer with each other. So you get high speed stability and you get low speed agility. And that just adds to that race car feeling. Because it feels so ready to race at any time. Oh, a bit of crosswind. Is really, really tricky. I mean, you can feel the car moving around. Maybe that's because that huge rear wing as well. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have that much to say anymore. I told you so much already. I just wanted to let you experience the joy of driving a 991.2 GT3 on the Autobahn with that insane sound. Yeah, I mean, not bad, right? So I'm going to end it here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe if you want to see more videos. If you don't like it, tell us why, because, you know, we'd like to improve the videos as well. So you can subscribe by clicking on the little icon in the bottom right corner. You can follow us on social media if you like. And I will see you at the next POV review, or I hope to. Oh, ho, ho, ho. How's that for an ending? Bye guys.